with that. I didn't know you come in so low. Thank you. I think that's good. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for another interview with Financial at its Best, where we honor humanitarians, philanthropists, and nonprofit organizations and foundations who are doing wonderful work in the community and changing lives one person at a time, one project at a time. I know her beautiful name is Eqypt, but because I don't know how to pronounce the last name, I always allow my guests to introduce themselves, and we'll go right into the interview. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Eqypt Ifyufele.
Ifyufele.
And I'm CEO of my own two companies, Chubline and Bully Chasers, and I'm 15 years old.
Yes, yes. So if I can give you a little shine, I'm not probably going to do it no justice. Let people know a little formal background about you. You're a humanitarian, fashion designer, CEO of Chubline Fashion, anti-bully activist, CEO of Bully Chasers, a host, a motivational speaker, a high school student that gets straight A's, of course, and also participated in New York Fashion Week, which is huge. And also you authored 2 books. One of the names is Life by My Own Design and Power of Style, an entrepreneur, to say the least. Thank you so much for gracing our platform. Where do you begin? I mean, you put a lot of us to shame being 15, but I was so elated to hear of you and to have you to grace our platform, because the work you're doing and what humanitarians like you doing, you're starting so young. I don't even know where you would probably end up, but if you already done this, it's only going to be great and amazing and continuing forward. But it solidifies what the show is all about. And so I'm so glad to have you on, and if you can share with our audience what it is you actually do and how it came about. So please start by telling our audience, like, how did this come about?
Well, I've always grown up around women who had their own business and they were like entrepreneurs. So that's where like a lot of my like work ethic sprouted from. And basically just when I was going through the bullying in first and second grade, I used to go home and sew with my grandmother just as like a coping mechanism, because like I didn't want to take it out on other people, and sewing can be very relaxing.
Yes.
So
that's what
I did that, and I created my anti-bullying company just to make sure nobody else went through what I went through.
Yeah, so just out of your own personal adversities, you turned it around and you turned it into positivity, and you've been sharing your wonderful positive message ever since. So that was my follow-up question. What was the turning point? So that was the turning point for you. And so it's interesting for me. I was going to also ask you about your support team. Like, we know that you are doing the wonderful work yourself, but who, without the support, I know your parents, who else is supporting you to make this happen?
Well, a lot of my mom's friends through the fashion industry, and my publicist, Miss Diva Daz, Yvonne Forrest.
Yes.
And a lot of like my fashion family have been like a big support throughout my journey.
Yes. And so, what has been the reaction so far? The wonderful things that you're doing as far as anti-bullying, working with other teens and other youth. What has been the response so far?
I've had pretty good responses from the beginning, because I was so young working on anti-bullying and stuff like that. So, with me being that age and like speaking out about what's right, I did have a good response. But with my fashion line, I didn't have much of a good response in the beginning, because like people didn't really take me very seriously.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. But since you're still in school, I should say now, have you learned to deal with it differently, or has everything just turned around as far as how they treat you, or like you said your outlook is different? Like, what is your experience now that you're a high school student and you kind of know how to cope with bullying, or do it still happen?
I don't get bullied anymore, but I just like learned to like, even if a person was to say something, I don't really care what they say, because like You believe that? Like I know what I am, and you can say whatever you want, but it doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah, so it's amazing how for you to learn that lesson so early, because you look back and you was like, everything we go through make us who we are and makes us stronger. And lots of times we don't know how to channel or how to use that negative energy to turn it around to positivity. But you have managed to do just that, and I think it's a valuable lesson that we all could learn, that how we turn our adversities and our challenges into something positive to where we can make change, make a difference. So it's amazing that you learned that lesson. And those are lessons that we continue to learn, because a lot of us adults have not learned that lesson as well. But that's wonderful. So I also want to ask you, like, who encouraged you? Because you give so much already. Who re-energized you? Who rejuvenates you? Who encouraged you to keep going? What encouraged you to keep going?
Well, mostly like my support team and like the base that I've created for myself, like the people who follow me and like are constantly commenting underneath my posts and telling me that I'm doing such a great job and stuff like that. Yeah.
Wow. So what now that you got the world's attention, you got the team's attention, you got the fashion industry attention, you're an author, like where you plan on taking us now that you got our attention? Where we going with you?
Well, with the fashion designing next year, I'm going to be taking a break from doing it
Okay.
because I feel like I'm starting to grow out of it and stuff like that. So, um, I'm going to take a break from that. But with like the humanitarian work and like the activism, I'm going to continue with that because that's something I'm passionate about.
So what is your goal? What's your dream with that? Where are you going with that?
I just hope like the message just spreads across the world more than it has, and like it becomes like the new normal of like you shouldn't bully somebody and like yeah, stuff like that. And like I plan on like going to college and just um like I'm planning on going to college for being a pharmaceutical chemist. So I
Wow.
just plan to like be like researching and stuff like that.
So from the beginning, when you was working on anti-bullying, has your passion, has your focus changed as far as the message? Has you added to the message? What would you say your message is today in addition to anti-bullying?
Um Wait, can you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
And so have you added to your message? I know it started off as anti-bullying, but
Yeah.
have now that you've been doing it for so long, have you added to it? Have you changed it? Like, what is the message today that you're giving?
Um, well, I feel like the message hasn't changed much because like my goal is just like for anti-bullying to be like a big thing. But other than that, I guess it's just to like make sure like build confidence and believe in yourself.
So on your platforms, do you always say words of encouraging, words of affirmation? Like, what do you say on your platform? What type of examples would you say you put out there every day as positive messages to the youth?
Well, when I do post, I do try to keep like post a lot of positive affirmations, like showing that I'm like a young black girl doing what I'm doing, and like you can do it too.
What about the youth reaction to the social climate now with the social injustices? Have you ever made any comment about all the social injustices that's been happening? Like, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of comments have you made about that?
Well, I have been going out to plenty of protests and speaking out on like how much all Black Lives Matter, and making sure that people don't try to separate what Black Lives Matter means. That doesn't mean just only Black straight lives matter, because that seems to be a big problem where they start to exclude Black LGBTQ plus members and they start treating them differently because they feel like they're like the outcast of the group.
Yeah. So now that you have got your message out there, your platform is growing. What's next for Egypt?
Well, I guess that's just what the future holds, but um the biggest thing that I have coming up is my biopic, which is being worked on right now, which is basically from where my mom and my dad to like where I am now. So yeah, that's the biggest thing that's going to be going on in the future.
Are you going to apply to NYU or Columbia? What do you think about going to university at?
I've been planning on going to Columbia because I was planning on going to HBCU, but the closest one um, to New York City is Howard, which is in, I think,
DC.
DC. And I do want to stay a little close to home because I'm not ready. I don't want to like just pick up and like move at such a young age.
Yeah. But if you don't decide to go to Howard, at least visit. It's a really nice place, you know,
Yeah.
really nice school, you know. But both schools you can't go wrong. Columbia is awesome as well. So
Yeah.
I want to conclude with you pretty much telling people how they can make a difference, how they can assist you in what you're trying to do, how they can reach out to you, how can they can help, like what you want to say to the audience as far as, you know, what you can be help with, what you're working on, if they can get involved.
Well, the biggest thing I could just ask them to do is just follow me. Support is free unless you decide to chip in money, but I don't have anything to like. I don't accept like donations like that, but I do um like ask people to follow me and stuff like that.
So what are your social media handles?
Well, the one that I'm most active on is my Instagram, which is Bully Chasers, BULLYCHASERS. And you can visit my website at chubbyline.com, CHUBIILINE.com.
Are you on Facebook or Twitter?
Yes, my Facebook is Eqypt Ifyufele, EGYPTUFELE.
No Twitter?
I do have a Twitter, but I'm not on it like that, so I
Yeah.
just
It changes. Are you TikTok?
um I don't really do anything on TikTok. It's just there so I could just like scroll through when I'm bored.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to find out if you're going to be on there. What are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? Because people sing, people perform, people, you know, they do their
Yeah,
thing.
I just feel like TikTok is just like not really the thing for me because I'm not very like good at like doing those kind of videos.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I'll do it and then I'll look at it too many times and then I end up don't not liking it.
yeah. That is so good. No, it's so wonderful that you decided to join us today. A lot of people know what you're doing, wonderful work you're doing. You watched another interview with Philanthropy at its best, where we honor humanitarians, philanthropists, and today is no exception. Wonderful, the Eqypt Ifyufele, doing wonderful work in fashion, anti-bullying, activism. Definitely check her out. Definitely follow her and support her with the subscriptions and following, and comment and get involved, get engaged, and find out what, you know, the young great proteges are doing. And so what type of shows are you guys watching now? Like what TV shows, what music are you listening to now?
Well, I would only listen to music when I was like taking the train to school, but like now, I just like probably like just listen to whatever's new out, like just check it out, see what's new. But
You
since
listen
we've
to
been,
rap?
huh?
You listen to rap?
Yeah.
Who you listen to?
Well, it's a lot of like underground rappers,
That's good.
but
That's good.
the biggest rappers that I listen to the most have to be like Lil Uzi Vert
I
and
love
Playboy
that.
Cardi.
Yeah, name a couple of underground rappers you listen to.
I listen to Chef G. Well, Pop Smoke used to be underground until after his death,
He's amazing.
but I listen to Busy Banks and a lot of other ones.
Yeah, he's from Queens, so you knew of his stuff before he became mainstream, right? You
Yeah,
just
actually, I was looking through my Snapchat memories, and a year ago today, I was walking back home from the train, and I saw him drive past me,
wow.
and just to see that, it was kind of sad because, like, like I saw him with my own eyes, but it's like I didn't really get to meet him.
Yeah, he was an amazing artist. It's just, we really lost a good one when we lost him. Amazing.
Yeah.
It's just, we just found out about him. Y'all knew about him, but I just found out about him before when he passed, right before he passed. But He's an amazing artist. His artistry was already cultivated. He was just, his sound was awesome. He was just great artist. You know. But thank you so much for gracing our platform.
No
I was
problem.
so excited to hear about you. I'm so excited about the work you're doing and where you're going, what you continue to do. So just stay being encouraged and just keep doing great things and stay focused. You
Thank
know,
you.
so thank you so much, and we'll connect again. And you guys definitely follow Eqypt, and thank you guys for joining us for another interview. And we'll see you next time. Bye bye. Thank you so much, Eqypt. Thank you.
No problem.
All right.